It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
In the criminal justice system, sexually-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
In the spring of 2024, I found out my ex-high school sweetheart of 7 years, who I was engaged to at the time, was a witch. I wasn't even in the faith during that 7-year span in that relationship, but I felt the Lord tugging on my heart to get closer to him at that time. I'm only going to give you guys a small piece of the testimony because honestly, I could go on for days, but the Lord wants me to share this part of the testimony because there's people right now that's facing the issues that I was facing, and he's ready to free them. My ex and her family was doing witchcraft on me for 7 years. They seen who I was in the spirit before I did, which is why they came at me so hard. Right before things got intense, the Lord sent a prophet my way to warn me. She told me that the Lord had really big plans for me, and I don't even know who I am in the spirit. And then she see me praying as a child on my knees. Right then and there, I started weeping. During that time, I hadn't felt the Holy Ghost in years. Then after that, she told me the Lord had a very large army of angels outside the building just for me. That honestly made sense about the army of angels because the warfare that followed after that, man, was it intense. The Lord began to reveal to me every attack or every time they tried to kill me. I began to get into numerous car accidents for about 3 to 4 years around the same date. They drugged me with psychedelics. They tried to kill me with a pneumonia. I felt the witchcraft attacks, the spell work they were doing against my body. I seen the rituals. I started to see the altars. God was just showing it all to me. But in the middle of it all, the Lord says, stand firm, be still. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. He proceeded with, stop vaping, stop watching pornography, stop having sex, so he could talk to me clearly. And for the first time, I heard the Lord's voice clearly as day. The whole time I was in training, I was in the fire, and if he hadn't put me there, I wouldn't discover who I truly am today or discover the gifts he placed inside of me for others. He spared my life so many times. When I mean he's such a faithful God. The Lord relieved me of a 7-year assignment, which I didn't even know I was on the whole time. He used me even when I felt that I wasn't even nowhere near worthy. After the 7 years, he said, assignment is up, son. In the spring of 2024, I found out my ex-high school sweetheart of 7 years, who I was engaged to at the time, was a witch.
Hi, so I'm going to start off by introducing myself. My name is Rebecca, also known as Beck, because I don't know if people will be coming to this video or it'll just end up on their For You page. Either way, welcome. And I am the quote-unquote witch that was referred to in that video. So I just want to make a few disclaimers before I start my video and my testimony. One, I'm not doing this for any sort of attention. I'm really just doing this because the video was brought to my attention. And when it was brought to my attention, I was kind of like, what? Like, it was completely out the blue, like, to even speak on me. Mind you, we've been broken up since May of 2024. And the second thing is that I don't do TikTok. I mean, I do it for fun, as you can see on my page. I don't have a lot of followers. That is something that he does. That's something recent. He didn't do that when we were together. So he's like a Christian content creator, whatever. Happy for you. I don't do it, so I couldn't relate. I'm basically just responding to the things that he's accused me and my family of in that video. And just to clear up, there's his side, my side, and the truth. So I'm going to go ahead and explain my side. And then lastly, I have my iPad because I watched his videos and wrote down notes and points so that I'm just not rambling about anything. Okay, so the first point he made in his videos, he felt like the Lord was tugging on his heart, which is completely not true. I was the one telling him we should get closer to the Lord due to all the relationship, financial issues we were facing together. So clearly that was like something for him to try to like draw people in, like, oh, I was already feeling this way. You weren't. Like, let's be transparent. You weren't at all. And then the second point I have is, let me just start by saying that me nor my family do not participate in any witchcraft, never have. He's never seen that. I don't know where that came from. That is like crazy. So in his video, he refers to a prophet that he met in the gym. That prophet, mind you, this is the complex that we lived in together. So this prophet that he's speaking on is a random older white lady that he just met in the gym. This is also the same gym that he would claim to go to every day to work out for 2 to 3 hours and be speaking with the prophet for that long. But in actuality, he was actually on the phone with another girl that he met at McDonald's in Pompano 2 nights before he moved to North Carolina. This is also the same girl that had her baby daddy hit our vehicle, but at that time Brian came up with a whole lie to tell me and about somebody just hitting and running him, and I was so like paranoid, like, oh my gosh, like how could this happen? Like I was so confused, but I took the story because I was like, you know what, we're about to move, we're about to get out of here, like nothing to worry about. Mind you, that incident, that hit and run accident, happened in November of 2023, and I didn't find out about this girl until April of 2024. And I'd also say, once I found out about her, our relationship kind of went really downhill because I kind of realized, like, okay, you're never gonna stop cheating. Like there's no way we're aligned, because no matter what I've done for you, the cheating and everything else that, you know, revolves in our relationship would never stop. So the next topic is, the entire 7 years of our relationship, Brian got into one accident because some junkie hit him in the back of the car. The same accident that my parents rushed to the scene. Not one of his family came to the scene of that accident, by the way. And he was never given any psychedelics. I did plan his 24th birthday trip to Colorado. He didn't spend a dime. I paid for everything. The first night he was there, he wanted to get really lit for his birthday. So we drove around to different dispensaries for legal drugs. I mean, it's Colorado. He definitely did overdo it and panicked. He also ran out of the house into the snow, about 14-degree weather, naked. I spent that entire night and next day basically letting him know everything's okay. Like, you overdid it, relax, you're safe, everything's good. The next one is, pneumonia as an accusation is completely crazy. Brian, ever since a child, allegedly suffered from tonsil issues. Instead of scheduling to get them removed, he would just go to the ER when he was sick to get medicine and keep it moving, because that's what he was taught growing up. I couldn't tell you why he did that. Also, there were no rituals, no altars. He never seen an altar. He never seen a ritual. And then Brian never stopped vaping as many times as I've begged him to. Like, he would sneak his vape days before we broke up. He would sneak his vape. This was never something that he was like, I'm done vaping. So that came after the relationship. He also had a really bad pornography addiction that wasn't just affecting him, but it was affecting me as well. Like, it was controlling to him. He would have to do it daily, multiple times a day. It was honestly crazy. And then we never stopped having intercourse. We actually did it days before that he up and left me in North Carolina. So he says that God basically had him on a 7-year assignment with me. In those 7 years, I benefited him more. I'm just going to name a few reasons on how. He was kicked out in high school from his abusive mother and he became homeless. My family took him in. Mind you, I was 17. I was a minor and my parents still took him into our household. He had no way to get to college. My family not only drove and towed his vehicle to Oklahoma where we went to college, but my mother fully furnished his dorm, bought him a new wardrobe, a brand new laptop, and provided food. In the year 2022, I gave Brian $10,000 to invest in Amazon out of my own personal savings because I believed in everything that he wanted to do. He knows that. Like, this was not something made up. I've always believed in whatever he wanted to do. Every car that me and Brian got, my mother always helped achieve, whether it was talking to the sales rep or just money-wise, like a down payment, anything like that. She always was there every single car we got together. So speaking of my mother, he would constantly say how much he loves and appreciates her more than his own and would always emphasize that. I would always say, like, don't downplay your mom, even though, like, everything y'all go through, you know, disagreements and stuff, because at the end of the day, it's still your mom. So don't downplay who she is. So he says that he was done after 7 years, but truly, I really was. I found out he had raw intercourse with 3 women, talked to, I can no longer even count. Within the 7 years, I was abused not only verbally or physically. And I'm not speaking on that to bash him. Like, I can't say that he didn't change or did change. I don't know that Brian to know if he's changed, but I can only speak from my point of view and what I had to experience in our house on a daily. So we broke up May of 2024. He reached out to me again August of 2024, and then we began talking, dating, whatever you want to call it, trying to repair the damage that was done. Mind you, this entire time he would constantly accuse me of witchcraft because a prophet told him that my family was doing that, and to this day I would still deny it because that's the truth. Like, we never did nothing to you but love and nurture you. And so we officially stopped communication and seeing each other in March of 2025. Mind you, in that time span we were going to church together, getting food, going to the beach, shopping. We were hanging out on a regular. So basically, to wrap everything up, I do wish him and his family the absolute best. I didn't make this video to try to, like, obviously gain from it. I never had any ill intent when it came to him. I've always nurtured him. His mom has told me that on multiple occasions how nurturing I was to him, even through everything, even through the cheating, even through the abuse. Yes, his mother did know about the abuse, and she still was like, well, his dad used to be abusive to me. That's literally verbatim what she told me when I told her that Brian used to put his hands on me. As for his mother, I did speak to her this year too. We stopped communication when me and Brian stopped communication back in March. I hope that one day he finds the clarity to say the truth, what actually happened in our relationship, and not try to come up with a whole lie to, I don't know, gain clout, followers, whatever. It's lame. Basically, he is not the victim. Everything that he said in that video is straight fabrication. I could never, like, even watch the video fully because I'm like, bro, like, you're literally just coming up with things as you're talking, and I think you've talked about it so much probably with people that you actually believe that that is what happened. So now it's July 2025. Me and Brian had stopped communication in March, and I am happy. I'm at peace. We're done. Our season is over, and that's okay. I'm not holding anything he's done to me against him, but in the same breath, don't speak on me. Don't talk of, like, we're not associated, so there's no reason to make me your testimony. I think that that is a very weird thing, how in the comments he wanted to say, yes, this is my testimony. Everyone's hyping him up. I'm not his testimony. He's his own testimony, okay? I did nothing to him, so he's using some sort of storyline to, I don't know, look crazy. So that's basically all. I really won't be speaking on this again, but I will be keeping this on my page. And then I am blocked from his page, so I couldn't, like, duet this video or stitch his video. So he will be tagged below. If you want to go watch the full video on his page, you're more than welcome to.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to all the everyday mods. They be keeping it lit up in the live chat, man. Y'all make sure y'all check us out nightly on live, because we do keep it lit, okay? Alright, man. Hit the links down below, okay? HiveMindLab.com. Unbig that back. Your boy been in the gym exercising. I had to take a few days off because I'm in the process of doing something, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming that once I get situated, Everyday PJ show gonna turn up. All right, now let's get into it. Now, okay, I don't know. I don't know why he decided to go and tell this story, but I'm gonna give y'all a note from the mother of the so-called witch. Okay, the mother says, honestly, as the mother of the witch, I hope Brian gets the mental help he needs. He can be the generation to break the mental illness that runs in his family. I took Brian in when not even his mother cared enough for a child she birthed. Clearly, he needs a reality check because religious psychosis is real, and with the family history he has of psychosis and schizophrenia, he needs to be cautioned. He has inherited that gene. Hey, sometimes I be like, man, y'all just capping, but for some reason, I'm starting to see the truth in a lot of these people, and I'm not falling for the BS because I fell for a lot of BS over time, like doing this channel. I fell for a lot of BS, and it's just like it ain't like I fall for it. It's just I don't take in all the information, and that's just my own fault. You know, that's why I got to do stuff like hookah while I do videos because I lose my train of thought. And I don't like to pause often because I like to get all the information and get the story. Like I'm sitting there listening, we having a conversation. If we sitting there having a conversation, you telling me a story, I'm not gonna stop you and be like, okay, did what happened to this and why'd you do that? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna just listen to you. I'm gonna let you get it all out. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, we gotta go back, and then we can have a conversation about it. And I don't think she's lying. I just think that like maybe he just needs a storyline. He needs something to tell. But I don't think I this is my thing about people who respond. Sometimes responses are needed. We don't know who you are. Your community might know who you are because you did date this man for 7 years. So if someone was to ask you about it, you can be like, let me create a private video that I can share amongst the people who ask me, who know us, and be like, what's this man talking about? And you can be like, oh no, it's just so you don't have to keep repeating it, because I know now you're in a whole nother deal where you're putting yourself out there. Some people don't even, you know what, this is what I was thinking, man. I used to get into it with people on YouTube, and I wasn't getting into it with them. They was just haters. You know what I'm saying? The people was just they just couldn't get to where I was getting to. And I was just like, okay, we don't see eye to eye. I'm gonna leave them alone. Well, of course they kept talking and talking and talking. But as my YouTube platform continued to grow, I stopped talking about them, and I won't talk about them because nobody gonna know them. If you shut your mouth, nobody's gonna come looking for you. Sometimes we just gotta shut our mouth. Obviously, in this situation, she didn't. She told us the story. Now we can either take his word for it or take her word for it. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you on. All that matters is one day the truth will come out, and you better hope that you told your side is the truth. Because, not saying that anything gonna happen. Like, people gonna forget about it. People gonna forget about it sooner or later. They not even gonna worry that if you're a liar. That's what I was saying. People who I used to get into it with, nobody even thinks about the things they used to say to me or the things I used to say to them. Nobody thinks about it. It's over. So that's what's gonna happen. Just get over it, because it's gonna be another story time better than this next, and they're gonna be like, oh, I forgot about her. Like I said, nobody's gonna know and nobody's gonna care. Not that it's not important to you, but what is important is that no one's gonna care. Everyday people, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.